So, thank you everyone for coming and welcome to the Accelerate graduation here in EMEA. I don't know if any of you know, but the original graduation and commencement ceremonies date back to the 12th century for the original universities in Europe. And the word graduation comes from the Latin gradus, which means to step or take a step. And I think looking out at the audience, some of us are closer to our university days than others. Me, I'm a little bit further, but I think we all remember the feeling of graduating, the tools we received during our education, and how they helped us step out into the marketplace. But I think what we also, many of us remember, are the relationships and the camaraderie we built during our school years. And as evidenced by the dinner we attended last night with our 13 Accelerate partners, and the sense of camaraderie in the room today, I think this community also has that same sense of developing networks and lifelong relationships that will help us professionally and personally. My name is Baman Motivala. I work at Salesforce. I'm responsible for the ISV team here in Europe. So on behalf of myself and the entire team, I'd like to thank you, and Leslie, who's going to say a few words, I'd like to thank you all for being here and joining us in this graduation. As many of you know, the Accelerate program is a program where we invite, in this case, 13 companies to align with Salesforce and help increase their time to market by joining the AppExchange ecosystem and using the Salesforce platform. Now, ecosystems is a super hot term right now. I don't know, how many of you are familiar with the event called Slush? All of you should be. But Slush is the largest startup event in the world, 40,000 attendees this year. It's held in Helsinki, and I think it's been around for 10 or 12 or 13 years. And traditionally, it's been a place, an ecosystem where startup companies and venture capital firms could meet, exchange ideas, and build ecosystems. The interesting thing about this year's Slush was that many of the attendees and many of the people that had booths and were presenting were from large enterprises, so Bosch, Siemens, General Electric, Kone, Wärtsilä, and so on, European and global companies who were there to develop relationships and build ecosystems with each other and startups. In fact, Accenture recently did a report where they surveyed CEOs around disruption, and they said, if you could do one thing to disrupt your industry, what would it be? And 60% of them said, we would create or participate in an ecosystem to drive our disruption and disrupt our own industry. So on behalf of all the 13 companies that are here, we really want to thank you for choosing to be members in our ecosystem and contribute and participate in our ecosystem. We know that it's a big investment in time and resources. It's also a big investment in trust in us and the rest of the people in the ecosystem. So we're really grateful. We're looking forward to all the pitches. And I want to hand it over to Leslie, who's going to say a few words as well.
Thank you, Baman. And thank you everyone for coming. And obviously just want to thank everyone, the community, our Accelerate graduates, of course, because it's so exciting that you're graduating after just a few months. And of course, the team that has put all of this on over the last few months. But I just wanted to say three things, and one about just ecosystem, a brief note, the economy, opportunity, as well as the effects, which is really around network effects. And Baman referenced the ecosystem, and as I want to just take a quick step back, because for some of us who've been in the Salesforce ecosystem for several years, like Mike Creedon, who started at Salesforce 18 years ago, where is he here? And I started 13 years ago when we started. The AppExchange was launched in 2006, January 2006 specifically. And we launched it with about 30 partner apps, a total of about 70 apps in total. Those, some were built by Salesforce developers and some by partners, but a very small number. Today, we have over 5,000 solutions on the AppExchange, and that was because at that point in 2006, Mark Benioff came to us, a very small team at the time, and said, we need to create an ecosystem. And we all kind of looked at each other and we said, oh, okay. We didn't really know what that meant, but it really was a testament to Mark's vision of creating an ecosystem. And that was almost 13 years ago when I started. So fast forward to where we are today, and these graduates coming in, we have today over 5,000 solutions on the AppExchange, as I mentioned, 6 million installs, and over 80,000 peer reviews. And as you guys all know, this is very different than the consumer apps of the ones that we have on our phones. Every one of these 5,000 solutions can be installed to thousands and thousands of users. Second piece is really around the economy. And you know, we talk about the ecosystem, but the ecosystem of our customers and our partners really create this massive economy. And the economy itself of Salesforce is massive. We have 389 billion in GDP by 2020, and more importantly, by 2020, which is only a couple of years away, the Salesforce revenue to partner revenue will be 1 to 5. So basically, for every dollar that Salesforce makes, our partners are going to make $5. And there's going to be about a 48% partner average year-over-year growth by 2020. So you guys, we're looking to you to bring it home. And I think a big part of the economy is just really exciting because that really flows into the effects, the network effects that many of us heard about. It's really about that kind of flywheel effect or the network effect of everyone working together. So the more partners that we get onto AppExchange, the more apps that are created, and the more apps are created, the more customer installs. And that has grown year over year. In fact, we just hit 6 million installs last August, and we'll hit the next million in a much shorter time frame. So you'll hear about that news. So I think all in all, it's a great opportunity that we see in the EMEA market. We are just scratching the surface here with this EMEA Accelerate, and we look forward to seeing everything that's going to come out of EMEA in this year and following years. So I want to hand it back over to Mike to get on with the pitches.
Great. Thank you very much, Leslie and Bauman, for helping kick this off. So what we're going to do to make this a little bit more interactive for everybody, we want you to have fun. This for us, after 6 months of, close to 6 months of working with these companies, a lot of hard work's been put in, toiling the hours. They were up very late last night, actually preparing their pitches and all that stuff. We want this to be a fun event. So what we're going to do is we're going to share the duties, if you wish, of emceeing the show tonight. My name is Mike Creedon. I'm the Managing Director of the Accelerate program, and I have my colleagues here. So why don't you introduce yourself, Hannah?
Hannah Mandafat. I'm the Senior Director of Marketing for our AppExchange program here at Salesforce.
And I'm Tom Cannon. I lead the AppExchange team here in EMEA and Asia Pacific.
Wonderful. Okay, so before we start, one of the things that we hold very near and dear to our hearts here at Salesforce, we have core values that we've built the entire culture of Salesforce around. One of them that's very important is a sense of community and volunteering at Salesforce. We infuse that into the program as well. All of the companies are participants in Pledge 1%, which is providing either 1% time, equity, or product to the social good. And what we did is we actually aligned with a charity, which is actually a support organization for charities called Global Giving. And what we did is we split off into teams, and we had, if you wish, an internal competition in terms of who could help those charities the best. And the team that won, sitting right here, was the challenge for the Kids for Kids charity. So I want to give you a congratulations to Team Kid for Kids. That was RELAYTO, Electronic ID, Octo Telematics, and Glassbox. It was something that we split the companies across, so it's really good to see everybody working that way too. And what's really nice about this is that everybody's going to get a commemorative valet that says that doing good, and it's a keepsake from the Accelerate program. Not only that, there's a cash prize that you get, but don't spend all that money in one place because you're actually going to be able to go to the Global Giving site and donate that money to the charity of your choice. So that's wonderful, and that's starting on like a high note for us right now. But now we're going to get into the fun. So it's time to pitch. So we have 13 companies, as we described before. We've actually segmented that into 3 prime categories. The first category that we're going to be kicking off with is FinTech. Then what we're going to do is showcase our companies that are in banking and wealth management, and then finish off with InsureTech. Okay, so just before we get in there, one of the things that we also provided to these companies, besides just a program, is actually some technical assistance. And I want to give a shout out to, there we go, Dushin Pandya of Comedy Designs, which was acquired by Brilio. And then the announcement was just made today, Bain Capital just acquired Brilio. So 2 times congratulations, and thank you for all your help with the companies as well. So first off, what we're going to do is kick off with FinTech. So we're going to lead off right now. Whoops, sorry about that. I always do that, one too many. But we're going to lead off with RELAYTO. So RELAYTO actually is a document experience company, and what they do is that they enliven documents in the enterprise, and specifically for financial services. Oh, there we go, our first little technical thing. Thank you very much, Kathy. Excellent. For financial services, one of the biggest problems that we've seen is that they generate loads and loads of content, yet they don't really know what's happening to that content. So it isn't just one of the things in terms of getting folks to consume it, it's actually finding out what's being effective. So Alex, if you would like to come up. And Nikita is going to be driving behind the scenes.
Going to do live demo. So I'm Alex, co-founder and CEO of RELAYTO. And before we get started, on behalf of the whole cohort, I just want to say thank you to Mike and Kathy for organizing this amazing experience over the last 4 months, to our EMEA and financial services cloud leaders who have really guided us along the way, and to really, to the entire ecosystem here who are coming here and joining us in Salesforce Aloha. So are we ready to get started with this? Awesome. So RELAYTO turns your documents and PDFs into interactive experience like this one. So this is a live demo, which is something you're not supposed to do. The reason this is important is imagine you're a financial services cloud, and you got this lead that you worked really hard on. You got it in. They're asking for more information about your products and services. So you pack a few PDFs together and ship them over. What could possibly go wrong? Well, actually, the first thing is if you wanted to create a digital experience, PDF is not a digital experience. It's a virtual piece of paper born 30 years ago, before the internet, before mobile, before Salesforce, Einstein, or Salesforce even. And that hurts you in 3 important ways. First, your audience does not want to look at it. They want to look at engaging, interactive stuff on their phones. Second, advisors, they're letting revenue slips through their fingers because they're just shipping the stuff. They have no idea what happens to these documents after they send them, and it just goes into email black hole. And finally, marketers, they actually, they waste resources because 90% of the content does not get used, and they have no idea which 90%. And so if you're thinking, wow, PDFs are so horrible, how come, you may ask, we're using them? Well, 10,000 times as many PDFs as web pages. Actually, it's because it's expensive to create a web page. It takes time, skills, or does it? You can take all your content straight from Salesforce, documents and presentations, import it into RELAYTO, get an interactive experience, share it through the channels that your audience wants to see, and then, boom, you get analytics that actually helps you see how they engage with it so you can improve your content. It's actually really simple. This is a live demo where you could actually go right inside your Salesforce experience and create a personalized web experience from your legacy PDFs. The clients get it, they can interact with it, see live, rich media content, find the path and journey that really matters to them, and then guess what you're doing on the back end? You're capturing all that rich insight so you could improve the follow-up, improve the overall content that you just put together, and make your numbers, ultimately. And the reason the making numbers is important is this is resonating with clients across both financial services, but system integrators, technology companies, anybody with complex ideas, because they can get more leads, get better conversion, and in the process, they're saving money from all that content creation, which is now a fraction of what it would take to build a normal website. We've been so fortunate with this program. We expanded into San Francisco, got investment from leading enterprise accelerator, also powered by Salesforce. And the best part about it, that not only we are winning, but it's our customers that are winning. They're winning all these awards using RELAYTO with digital experiences. So Valentine's Day gift for all of you. Before the time is running out for you to go and create the types of content that your customers love, and we have a special gift there for you. Come and check it out. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Alex. So next up, we have IDPal. And IDPAL is a solution that helps to verify identity documents for financial institutions and banks, just over here. And they do that with clicks, not code. So one of the key points here is that they actually do it in a very simplified way. So with that, James, I'll pass it over to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Mike. Hello, everyone. My name is James O'Toole. I'm the Chief Business Officer for IDPAL, and we help businesses to verify their customers' identity. The world is going digital and at pace. By 2020, 80% of all accounts are going to be opened up online. But it's important to get this process right. It's a source of massive frustration for customers. 50% of retail banking customers abandoned the onboarding process last year. Why? Well, who would have thought it, but customers don't like long, cumbersome application processes. And KYC, the process of verifying your customer's identity and address, lies at the very heart of their frustration. Simply going digital is not enough. Customers expect, in fact, they demand a very seamless user experience, or in fact, they're going to take their business elsewhere. Digital transformation, however, is not easy. Most businesses struggle with the process of designing, testing, and building a bespoke customer onboarding solution, as well as managing the complexity, costs, and risks associated with its implementation. And that is why Salesforce chose IDPAL to participate on the Accelerate program. IDPAL is an out-of-the-box KYC solution that enables your business to verify their customer's identity in a matter of seconds across any channel. A business can plug and play IDPAL directly from the Salesforce AppExchange in a matter of clicks. Clicks, not coding. So IDPAL have been working with Ulster Bank, a Salesforce trailblazer, to help them streamline and enhance their onboarding process. So let's use that as a sample use case to demonstrate how the solution works. First, Ulster Bank asked their customer to capture a proof of their identity. Here we capture, once captured, we run a suite up to 75 checks to ensure that that document hasn't been tampered or forged in any way. Next, we ask the customer to take a liveness test, which simply involves blinking into a camera when prompted. Here we're using biometrics to ensure that that customer is the rightful owner of the documentation provided. We'll then extract that data from the customer's identity document and pre-populate it in the application so that they don't have to. Once reviewed, the customer simply submits, and that's it from their perspective. Very simple, very easy. That customer submission is then securely sent to the business, to Ulster Bank, via the Salesforce portal. Here, using a combination of biometric, document, and database checks, we're ensuring that that customer is exactly who they say they are. A customer can have their identity verified in real time, with the output being a client due diligence report with all the imagery and customer data associated with that submission, as well as an audit trail of all the checks that were performed on that customer. So, in summary, if you're looking to grow your business through customer acquisition with a robust KYC solution that's easier to implement and even simpler to use than anything else out on the market, please look no further than IDPAL on the Salesforce AppExchange. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Okay, so next up here, do we have our other slide there? Yep. So next up we have ePossley. ePossley, I'm going to give you another microphone up here as well. There you go. You can come up. So ePossley is the only point-of-sale solution that's built entirely on the Salesforce platform. They actually started the company with the vision that this would be the best point-of-sale solution, and it just happens to be built with the Salesforce solution. And this ended up becoming a critical discovery within a particular segment that they chose, and that was the luxury retail space. So with that, David and Joe, if you want to come up and tell us how you do it.
Great, thanks Mike, and thanks everyone for coming today. We are ePossley, and we have built a native Salesforce point of sale and retail operations product directly on the Salesforce platform. Our FinTech capabilities connect in-person or card-present payments directly to the key Salesforce objects. Our go-to-market strategy is in the retail industry vertical, but we've got a specific focus on high-end luxury goods retailers. The high-end luxury goods retail space is worth a whopping $262 billion and is growing year on year. But why do these luxury good retailers need ePossley? These retailers need ePossley because there's a growing divide between the data that online retailers are capturing and what in-store retailers are capturing. So the Amazon effect. These online retailers know everything about their customers, and they can use that data to segment, market to, and ultimately increase the lifetime value of the customer. But often, for the high street retailer, their customers remain completely anonymous.
And in addition to this, customers these days are far more empowered than before. They're more mobile, and they have more choices, and they're able to act on those choices far more quickly than in the past. Reports show that by 2020, most brands, 89% of brands, will compete mostly on customer experience. Now is the time for physical retailers to take up this challenge. ePossley can solve these two problems. ePossley is mobile first. Our point-of-sale solution can be located anywhere. It can be wherever the customer is based. It can be used wherever the customer is standing. ePossley is Salesforce based. Our solution connects directly between point of sale and Salesforce and bridges the gap between these two systems. Throughout the Accelerate program, we have been working closely with the Salesforce teams. We've been sharpening our messaging and sharpening our positioning. We've also been advancing our technology. We're now able to go to market and to open up new accounts along with Salesforce, opening up accounts which were previously blocked by the lack of a Salesforce-centric point-of-sale system. Two of those accounts we've been working with, David M. Robinson and Breitling. These are both big names in the luxury retail space. Both of these customers have been having challenges have been struggling with legacy point-of-sale systems and systems that were not able to be flexible to their needs. Both of these customers are now able to be enabled onto the Salesforce platform with ePossley, putting them through into the Sales Cloud, the Service Cloud, the Marketing Cloud, and much more.
Okay, so to summarize, ePossley allows high street retailers to capture business critical data at the point of sale, and they can use this data on the Salesforce platform to segment, target, and ultimately increase the lifetime value of their customers to them, whilst increasing or improving the in-store retail experience for our customers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent. Great. Thank you. Wonderful. Well, thanks, ePossley. Next in the FinTech roster, we have Asperato. So Asperato Systems is actually a provider which allows global payments from any gateway, any processor to be handled by Salesforce. And they have a lot of exciting announcements that they've actually packed into their presentation. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Mike. My name is Nick Chafe, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Asperato Payment Systems. We're all here today because of an amazing platform, a platform that's allowed us all to do incredible things. But we at Asperato believe something is missing, something that flows through every single one of these clouds: payments. So why is payments missing? Well, fundamentally, payments are a finance-driven process. And finance was pretty late to this party. Secondly, it's extremely complex. Don't underestimate the challenges of integrating payments with Salesforce. And finally, well, the risks of getting this wrong are pretty great. But it's a challenge worth attempting. The impact of late payments in the UK alone is staggering. 50,000 businesses will fail this year as a direct impact of late payments. 2.5 billion impact on the UK economy. Globally, it's estimated this is $3 trillion. But there's good news. Taking payments doesn't need to be hard anymore. Asperato have built a solution that allows you to view and control all of your payments from Salesforce. We allow you to connect any payment processor in just a few clicks. One of our customers, Harley-Davidson, connected 100 of their dealer network in a day. It's unbelievable. We allow customers to collect payments globally, regardless of currency or payment method. And of course, we're customer focused, allowing your customers to pay in a way that works for them. We also believe that you should be able to automate every single payment request and every single payment outcome, regardless of your billing solution on platform. And last but by no means least, Asperato is the only externally audited PCI Level 1 compliant solution on the AppExchange, meaning that no matter what the size of the business, your payments are safe with us. Asperato came into this with a history of success. We have 250 amazing customers. We processed over $80 million last year. But the future is looking pretty good too. Some of you may have heard of Financial Force, Salesforce's leading accounting solution. And we're really, really delighted to announce today that they've selected us as their preferred global payment solution provider. This is really exciting news for us, and we're really excited to deliver payments for thousands of their customers, allowing them to be paid on time, every time. So next time you think of Salesforce and payments, think of Asperato. Better still, go to the AppExchange, download our app, and start taking payments in minutes. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Nick. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take a very quick 5-minute break. We're going to be very diligent with everybody's time. We don't have too much longer to go. We've gone through about 40% of the pitches at this point, and we'll call you back with 1 minute, and then we're going to start exactly on 5 minutes.
All right, so our next company up today is Electronic ID. So what they're doing is they're the first solution that is using video identification in real time to, with the same level of technical security and compliance as you would get in a face-to-face interaction. So I'd like to welcome Diego from Electronic ID up to talk about his company.
Thank you, Hannah. So good evening, I'm Diego Burillo. I'm the product manager of the Salesforce AppExchange application. And what is electronic identification? As Hannah said, we provide remote identification services for companies that are based on high security and high risk environments. So what do these companies have in common? A retail bank, an insurance, a car rental company. Well, they operate in high risk, high security, high compliance environments. They need to have a secure solution that provides remote identification to be sure that who they are dealing with is the correct person. In order to do that, we created Video ID. Our Video ID is a video streaming solution that happens in real time, and in a shorter video than 30 seconds, it extracts all the document data, validates it, and runs a biometrical comparison. Less than 30 seconds, any document, any device, any country. But we are not here because of that, because we've been in the market for the last 3 years. We're here because we created one-click onboarding. It's based on Video ID, and what we created is a solution that with almost no integration, just placing a button in your website, in your onboarding process, sending an email to the user, or even an SMS to the user, you can run the full identification process. And all of this can be managed in the AppExchange very soon. So what makes us different? As I said, we created a video solution that has a great user experience, less than 30 seconds. You have a fully onboarding process that complies with all regulations, especially for the financial industries in the European Union. So that's not only that. We also provide authentication services with our Smile ID and electronic signature services. So a pretty full and complete solution of identification. We've been in the market for the last 3 years, as I said. We have currently more than 50 clients, only in financial services. We're also expanding to other services like insurance, as I said, car rental, traveling, hospitality. So we're expanding pretty in any environment that is highly regulated for the onboarding and identification process. But there's one last thing that I am missing for, it's the best part of our company, and it is our team. We are currently more than 35 people that are fully committed to innovate in the identification process to create the best solution. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the presentations.
Thank you, Diego. All right, so for our next company, think about what if you could see what customers were doing on your website or your mobile app, and not just what they were doing, but why they were doing that. So this is no longer a hypothetical situation. With the next company, Glassbox, this is a reality. So I'd like to welcome Glassbox up to the stage and talk about their company.
Thank you, Hannah. Good evening. My name is Odelia Boker. I'm the Global VP Marketing for Glassbox. What do we do? Just ignore the slide for a second and imagine yourself the last time you called a call center. You probably heard the sentence, "This call is being recorded for quality and insurance purposes." We actually do the same thing, only for the digital channels. So the minute you hit a website or a mobile app, let's say any app that you're using for banking, we actually start capturing. So we are the big brother that everybody hates, but we're actually very useful for many organizations. So we capture absolutely everything you do, you see, you type automatically and in real time. As we do so, we also do it across channels. So as I said, websites and native mobile applications. We then index everything very, very quickly so that you can search the data in the system, and we are able in near real time to replay the session. So you'll see it in a second. It looks like a mobile, like a clip, like a video clip, but it's actually a reconstruction of all the data. And then we basically provide visibility to all the stakeholders within an organization into what we call the digital truth. In terms of who are the customers we are serving, I'm very proud to be serving. We recently announced that we are working with the 4 largest banks in the US. But not only that, I think just as my predecessor, we're expanding into other verticals, travel, retail, telecom, and many more. The reason we grew out of financial services is basically because we help organizations not only understand what's going on their mobile and website, mobile applications and website, it's also because we help them ensure digital compliance. So the fact that we collect all the data in a way that is completely evidential and can be actually used as proof for the regulator or the auditor to show what happened during a session is actually what is protecting both the end customer and the organization. So just as an example, you may have seen for the one among you that are in the UK, Santander just launched their robo-advice, financial advice for the masses on their digital channels. They claim, so we sit in the back end of that proposition, and they claim that without us, A, they wouldn't have been in a position to launch the product, and B, we make them, we protect them. Just a quick demo. Imagine we're in a call center. Sorry. No? Is it playing? Someone is calling in, has failed to actually apply for a loan. The agent in the call center can open the ticket and directly find either the session you're currently logged in or all your history in terms of digital sessions. So, and actually replay the session as it happens, understand what you've been struggling with, and help you through the process for a successful outcome. These are all the sessions for a given customer. We can attach the replay to the ticket. And there are many, many other use cases we're currently working on. I'm out of time, so we're launching next month, and in the meantime, come and find us.
Thank you, Glassbox. All right, so for our next group of companies you're going to hear from, we're switching gears a little bit. We're going to look at companies that are focusing primarily on the bank and the wealth management space. So first group up is going to be Subaio. So Subaio provides banks and financial institutions with a way to manage their subscription. So it's things like managing recurring charges, helping manage and mitigate attrition, all for financial institutions. So I'll let the Subaio team tell you more about themselves.
Thank you, Hannah. And thank you for having us here. My name is Torleif, and by my side I have Marlene, and together we are Subaio. We are going to present our solution through two customers, Rebecca and Kate, who both want to save some money. But before we move on, I'm going to take 1 second and ask you a question. Raise your hand if you have a subscription. A subscription could be like Netflix, Amazon Prime, your mobile phone. Yes, more or less all of you has a subscription. And the subscription business model is a fast-growing business model. And why is that? That is because we like to try things out, and we like to stop things when we don't want them anymore. But sometimes subscription model actually create a problem. We all have a subscription that we rarely use or have forgotten all about. We all know that it's very easy to actually become a customer, but it's very hard to get out again. And when we're in trouble, we actually contact our local bank. So together with Salesforce, we're actually going to build a new experience in the subscription economy.
Yes, and let me take you through the first use case of Rebecca. Rebecca is the kind of user who likes to do things herself. So with this service, we're going to empower Rebecca with a simple way of saving money. So through our app, she can see all her subscription spendings. She can easily cancel a subscription directly in the app. And along the way, we keep her, the app keeps her updated about any changes in her subscriptions. So this makes it easy for Kate to save money for her trip. Well, not all customers are alike, and Kate, she likes to talk to her bank about the budget. So what we did is that we took the same functionality of the subscription management tool and turned it into a budgeting tool for the banks. So Kate comes down to the bank and talks to John, her bank advisor. He can display all the subscriptions for her, and Kate might find 2 subscriptions that she doesn't really need anymore. John can easily cancel these subscriptions directly in this Salesforce app and save Kate for maybe 600 euros a year. And this way she can easily start her savings account. Yeah.
So let me summarize. What we are building is a new cross-channel subscription management experience, targeting both the banks and the end user. The end user will be empowered to actually manage and cancel their subscription in a very simple and transparent process. The bank will have the possibility to build new relationships with their customers, and they will be able to actually cross-sell new financial services. Thank you. And we already have customers waiting for the Salesforce solution, and we are in dialogue with more than 15 European banks, and we need the Salesforce family to help us close some of those deals. Thank you.
Thank you, Subaio. All right. So next up, we have Streamdata. So Streamdata helps you take market data and bring it directly into the Salesforce Financial Services Cloud. So what that means is that traders can trade directly in Salesforce and also save up to 95% of costs associated with accessing that data. So take it away, Streamdata.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mark. I'm in sales, and I got a statement for you guys. So, wealth manager that are in the room, I'd like you to be the first to call your customer when something happened on the market. Really, this is something I wish for you. I'd like you to be the first. And to do that, I'd like to explain a little bit about the work of wealth management, because we all strive for getting our customer loyals. That's the holy grail, right? We got customer in, but we want them to stay our customers. And that depends on many things. And one of these is to actually make sure we reduce the number of friction and delays and get back to them right as soon as we can, right? And unfortunately for that, we have only 24 hours in one day. So when we need to balance the choice we make about our time, we need to balance between, should I get my customer on the phone to build a relationship and to get value, or should I try to be knowledgeable, browse the web, get my data done, and so I can get back to my customers? Well, if you dive into these problems a little bit more, let me guide you through two personas here. One is Priscilla. This is your customer. She is married. She has 2 kids. She's focused on retirement and of course, college. And she has different assets that you can see here. What happens is she often calls Ingrid on the phone to get advice. And Ingrid, well, what is she doing? She keeps time on Yahoo because that's where she can get the info from. Well, this situation becomes critical and it's not scalable, and especially one day, because one day something happens, and this happens quite often nowadays. Nissan CEO is suspected to have hidden revenue. What's the consequence? There's a drop in the share, but imagine Ingrid on the phone now. She will be just spending her whole day trying to reinsure her. There is a better way to do that, right? There's a better way. What's the better way? The better way is to adopt a market-driven event notification tool. And what's that? It's a tool that gets you alerts right within Salesforce. So you can call, you get automatic call for action. You're not struggling to find them. It gets to you. And it's customizable, of course, through Engine. How do we do that in practice? Very easy. Let the data come to you. Don't fetch it. Let it come to you. It will come to you naturally. How? You can see on the screen capture. It's actually updated live right within Financial Services Cloud with NASDAQ and foreign exchange data. So what it does really for you as a summary, it turned a burden, which is market even. You don't know, we don't understand it. And now it takes them into an opportunity to add value to your customers. Thank you.
Thank you, Streamdata. All right, so to close us off today, I'm going to bring up Tom Cannon. He's going to take us home with the rest of our cohort. So, Tom, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Hannah. So yeah, don't clap me on the sideshow. So the first partner I want to bring up is somebody very close to my heart. Our only Salesforce.org partner in the program for this particular cohort, it's Singlify. They build a platform, which is a product which is completely built on the Salesforce platform, and it enables social enterprises, social investment businesses to manage their portfolio of companies, both from a financial perspective, from a non-financial perspective, and of course, from an impact perspective of those investments. So a really special company. It's my great pleasure to welcome Martin and Matt.
So we are Matt Harrison, Guy Clairbois, and Martin Rooney. Our background is in the social sector, so we've collectively worked in the social sector for many years, but at the same time we've also been working in the Salesforce ecosystems for a long time, and we've launched a number of Salesforce.org applications. And last year we got together, 3 of us, and we decided to set up a new social enterprise called Singlify and become a Salesforce.org partner. The mission of Singlify is to digitally transform social enterprises and charities. And today we're here to launch our first product, our investment management system for social investors that we've developed together with 2 launching customers, Homeless Link Social Investment Fund and Rewilding Europe Capital.
So what's a social investor? There are loads of charities and social enterprises delivering amazing social impact through their work. They need money to finance that work. Traditionally, that's come through grants and donations. Increasingly, it's coming through loan and equity finance from investors who want to get a financial return, but also want to see social impact with their money. In the UK, it's a fairly new and nascent market, which is why we're building a system for it. But actually, globally, it's a massive business with over $200 billion assets under management by impact investors globally. We spent a lot of time talking to all the social investment financial intermediaries about the problems they're facing. The number one problem is pipeline development, marketing their products to risk-averse charities who are used to be given money and are skeptical about the benefits of borrowing it. We also find that they have, coming from the social sector, we're not as slick as some of you commercial guys, and our customer onboarding experiences were slow and not brilliant. We also found, although they really want to measure social impact and collect it, their systems are inconsistent and not as good as they need to be. And lastly, they're not facing competition, not just from grant makers, the advantage being obviously you don't have to repay the grant, but also from new waves of fintechs that can give decisions in hours, not days and weeks. So, and this is all caused because they've got a mixture of spreadsheets, legacy systems, and manual processes, which are slowing them down and leading to a poor customer experience.
So what have we done with the Salesforce platform? We have developed an end-to-end data management system for social investors, starting with capturing of expression of interest and applications, progressing it then through the process to investment committees or credit committees, moving it into due diligence, contract management, loan setup, loan disbursement, loan repayment collections, impact reporting most importantly, and portfolio analysis. So this is what we've done, but how have we done it? First of all, we've used as much as possible what's available in the Salesforce ecosystem already. So we've built a fully on Lightning platform. We're using communities in different places for investee communities, for investment committee communities, and also analytics. Secondly, in this circle, you see a few things that are not on Salesforce, and those things we've built. So we've built specific tools, in particular a loan management system, an end-to-end loan management engine, and the impact reporting module. And lastly, we've extended our application with applications from the AppExchange to make it even a better end-to-end process. So we think we can provide a really good end-to-end solution for social investors really digitally transforming their operations. And the good news is that as of today, we are live in the AppExchange, so please check us out. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So Singlify made it through from a standing start to have both a contract signed and a security review completed within the Accelerate program, so congratulations. But also our next partner, Venturelytic, who are also in the investment space, but this time in the venture capital space, where they provide an application built again 100% on the Salesforce platform that enables VCs to manage their portfolio of companies and to deliver not just money, but smart money to those portfolio. But what I love about these guys is that they also made it through the security review 2 hours ago. So coming on stage tonight, yes, that deserves a round of applause. And it's actually a guy called Guy, who works for both Singlify and Venturelytic and made that this evening. So well done.
Thank you very much, Tom. Hello, everyone. My name is Matthijs, and together with my partner Guy Clairbois, we founded Venturelytic. Basically, 2 years ago, after I quit my job in an investment firm in the Netherlands, where we were doing primarily software buyout deals, and I found myself in this paradox. On the one hand, we were investing in very innovative companies, but on the other hand, we were also using very old-fashioned and inefficient ways and tools to work with. So resulting in the fact, for example, that we had to work until midnight to fix these efficiencies, as you see more often in this investment world. On the other side, we also saw new entrants entering the market at a rapid pace. When you look at private equity investors that are active in the market worldwide, for around 2000, we had around 1,500 of them, and in 2018, this amount nearly tripled towards nearly 5,000 active private equity investors in the market. And the same trend we see as corporates entering the market. For example, Salesforce is also buying smaller startups to become more innovative, but also to grow in a non-organic way. So these investments of the corporate industry nearly doubled in this period. So we see that the role of the investment manager is really changing over time, and they have to reinvent themselves. So the former added value is actually eaten up, and you have to bring more to the table to close a deal than just capital. You have to even bring more than smart capital. And what if you don't? If you don't, you start losing deals to more innovative competitors in the market. In the end, you still want to close some deals, so you are going to overprice and resulting in pressure for your returns. Eventually, hopefully not, resulting in pressure for your fundraising process. And we see this popping up in the newspapers from time to time. This market is becoming overcrowded. And our vision is that investors first have to solve their problems, and the investors that do best will survive. So these are the main problems investors currently have. First, they don't want to miss a good deal. Makes a lot of sense, right? Second problem is they sit on a lot of data. They're in the middle of a web of portfolio companies, other stakeholders, and are having action to a lot of data, but struggle to make these data actionable. And the third point is every month or quarter again, they struggle to get the reporting right. Not only for portfolio companies, but also to report to their own LPs and stakeholders. So they basically need something that makes sure they never lose a deal anymore. Second, that extracts insights out of all the data they have insight to, and communicates easily with everyone involved. And that's something we have been doing in the past, and we made a solution that basically pulls leads through a funnel for the investors, automatically creating follow-up tasks and events. What we also did is we combined quantitative data with qualitative data, and we integrated them together to connect the dots and make sure the insights were really useful. Basically, what we try to achieve is present the opportunity an investor has on a silver plate, leaving them with the only thing and most fun thing to do is close the deal. As Tom just mentioned, there's a bright future in front of us. We just passed the security review and are almost live on the AppExchange, and we're launching our first customers by the end of this quarter. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Matthias. So next up, we have InvestGlass. InvestGlass, if you wonder why I'm doing that, by the way, it's because it locks. So InvestGlass are really innovative, again in the investment management space, but in this occasion, the more traditional investor manager, wealth manager world, but seamlessly integrated with Salesforce. So you'll need a mic. Do you want this one? And the clicker.
Good evening, my name is Alexander of InvestGlass, and it's a pleasure today to show you what was my biggest challenge with my clients. Increase net new money, increase return on assets, finding new opportunities, partly in my world, which is Swiss banking, where banking secrecy disappeared, FATCA appeared, and MiFID was at the door. What we built, thanks to Salesforce, is an all-in-one solution from onboarding, CRM, KYC, investment proposals for DFM, SIP, trading blotters, as well as the e-banking. And the results today are the one that you see below. An increase in net new money, an increase in capacities of each relationship managers to engage with more clients, and also, thanks to the AI that we have built, an increase in the return on assets. We are currently present in Europe, as you see, in Asia. We are very excited to be part of this Salesforce program, and we hope that this will open doors also and opportunities in the US. The machine has been built to sell more to salespeople, to help them sell more. And within InvestGlass, with Salesforce, we have the cycle, but obviously sometimes we don't have it. So we use the concept of exchange and leveraging solutions that you have on the AppExchange to offer to customers that are prime brokers, bankers, the experience that they want to deliver to each of their customers. So it starts from onboarding. Onboarding means acquiring new information and nurturing the CRM, making the information which matters being spotted at the right time, on the right place, obviously to make sure that you will be responsible and that you will cope with suitability and appropriateness. It's also about personalizing the relationship, which means finding the right investment ID to offer at the right time to the right investor. And obviously, as you see here, within respect of risk. It's also about bringing portfolio views, and this from any type of portfolio, would it be a SIP, private equity, or even cryptocurrencies with some of our clients in the UK. Now, once you collected all this data, the objective is to generate trade blotters. So you can connect the solution directly to order management system, which is very handy for DFM business, or if you wish to build a robo-advisor. And last but not least, once you traded, clients can find into a white label platform the results with their own portfolios, and they can also opt in for models that they are looking for. Now, thanks to Salesforce, we joined this new Ohana nudging efforts, and we give some effort and some time and money to this AIDS HIV Foundation in Switzerland. Thank you very much. My name is Alexander of InvestGlass, and we believe that together with Salesforce, we'll make investing easy for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. So next up, we have Digital Fineprint. We first discovered Digital Fineprint when they entered the pitch comp at World Tour last year, and we were so happy when they decided to join the program. They, a bunch of super smart guys, as you're going to hear in a second, who take data from an incredibly wide range of sources and use that to help insurance companies understand their customers better and to get real insight on those customers. So with that, over to you, Eric.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I'm Eric Abrahamson, founder and CEO of Digital Fineprint. And today I'm going to share with you how we're innovating in the space of small commercial insurance. We're a team of technology people. Our CTO came from Amazon, and I used to work at Twitter. At Twitter, we used unstructured data to drive insights, and I took that thinking with me when I went to Oxford for my master's and then started what would become DFP. In the insurance industry, however, a lot of that data can't be accessed, and it's impossible to bring all the unstructured data you would want to see for a single company into one space. At the same time, the expectations of customers are changing so quickly because today's millennials are also today's small business owners. When you put that together into the $730 billion of commercial insurance that's being transacted every year, we could see a big opportunity. So what we decided to do was to build a technology that brings together over 50 different data sources: social media, government data, reviews, we read websites, we use natural language processing, all of these kind of insights combined with the data we get from the insurers and brokers that we work with. That creates a single data asset that we call the DFP Risk Atlas that can be used in very effective ways by insurance brokers and commercial insurance companies. They can use it to find new customers, engage with them, get live data for renewals, and when we now add that to Salesforce, we can figure out a way to link profiles. So if you have a lead and you want to see all the data that we have, you just click Get the DFP profile, everything gets linked in one click, and you can see the risk data, the insights, the product recommendations, and everything you need to create better outcomes for your commercial insurance customers. In one case study where we did this for QBE, one of the biggest commercial insurance companies, we were able to use all of that data to drive better performance advertising and better outcomes, so much so that the KPI we measured in that case was brought down by 80%. So just imagine what we can do now, spreading it to more customers through the Salesforce ecosystem, which we're extremely happy for. We're starting with Engage. Engage means finding the details, but we also want to launch the Find platform and also Renew, because then we can bring live updates directly into it. So we see today as not the end of the accelerator, but the beginning of a long-term partnership where we want to grow together with Salesforce. If you check out our website, you can see a few case studies about things we've done. You can see how we've been accelerated by Allianz, MetLife, work with Hiscox, Tennyson Insurance, and other leading insurance companies, and also having been named Best InsureTech and Best FinTech in the UK, as well as Thai 50 for being one of 50 fastest growing companies in the world. We're extremely grateful for this opportunity for Salesforce and look forward to growing together. Thank you so much for listening and look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. So last up this evening, but by no means least, is Octo. So Octo are really transforming the insurance market, particularly in auto insurance, by taking real-time data from drivers and feeding that into Salesforce to help, again, insurance companies make much smarter decisions about their customers and to make sure that the best drivers get the best policies. So, Fabio, over to you.
Hello, my name is Fabio. I'm here to present how Octo and who is Octo and how Octo is enabling a business transformation in insurance market. Who is Octo? Octo basically is an established company, is already present in the market from 17 years, has a, let's say, solid customer base, 5.6 million, and basically is based on big data. Is a big data company. We have more than 200 billion on miles driven and more than 400K crashes, real crashes, car crashes, analyzed, and we base our algorithm on that. What is the challenge we want to try to solve for the industry? We want to put data and transform what is a traditional insurance that is typically based on static data into an intelligent-driven insurance. So we want to take real-time intelligence inside the product line of a company, of the insurance company, and create a personalized and relevant offer to the customer. How we want to do that? We have analyzed all the customer life cycle and identified some relevant use cases that can be very effective, where data can provide value. In particular, we will see today the engage and acquisition use cases where we want to, let's say, help insurance company to qualify the prospect. If you see here, we are the insurance Salesforce. All those accounts are a prospect for the company. On top of right, we have the engage button. The engage button will send all the prospects that the company want to qualify to Octo. The Octo Salesforce, we are also a Salesforce customer, create a marketing campaign on that, launch the opportunity, connect the contact that has been received by the insurance company, and send a personalized email, engaging email for downloading a mobile app. This app is able to collect data from the trip in your car, use those data and verify which are the relevant events that drive your risk, and based on that, take a risk scoring. The risk scoring help and return back to the insurance company and saying, on the prospect that I want to qualify, this is the connected risk. Based on this, the insurance company is able to provide a personalized offer with a quote that is not based on generic data, but is based on real data. So basically, which are the winning factors that an insurance company want to have? For sure, have a frictionless process. So simplify, have a streamlined process. Increase the cross-selling rapidly. Being able to provide a 360 view on the customer. And for sure, work in a personalized offer. Which are the next steps that we have in front of us? For sure, complete this process. We now explained the first use case. That's the beginning of the story. We want to invest in that. Second, to be multi-vertical. So engage our customer not only in motor, but being able to provide the data value added inside the home insurance, health insurance. And third, to work on the, let's say, value added services, customer management, event management and risk management that are our current, let's say, offering portfolio. So thank you very much. That was a very pleasure to present this capability to you. Go to, let's say, we'll be shortly present in the AppExchange from Q2. Go and download the app. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fabio. So we're not quite done for the evening yet. We were going to have a competition, to get everybody to vote to see who was the winner. But then we realized that probably one crushing defeat in central London this evening was probably more than enough. The Brits amongst you will get that. So there's only one thing I need to do really now, which is to thank everyone. So first of all, of course, kind of a big round of applause for the cohort. It really has been a fantastic pleasure to work with all of you. It's certainly one of the most pleasurable experiences of my career, and just getting to know all of you and seeing what you've produced in such a short space of time has been incredible. I also want to take a moment to thank the extended team, so the mentors, the TEs, my team, the sales team, and the advisors that have helped out, people like Brian Richter and Comity. So let's have a round of applause for those guys, because they really made this happen. And then last but not least, to the team from the US for supporting this, for coming over 4 times now, I guess, to doing all of this organization, for making it work so seamlessly. Mike, keep bringing your 8, give us a wave. Yeah, this is actually in the show flow that they have to wave. And to Kat, really, you've just made this whole thing work. It's been such a pleasure to work with you. So that's it for the evening, for the formal part of the evening. What we're going to do now is we've got this cake. Apparently it's a thing, we have a cake. So we're going to cut the cake, obviously, and then we're going to share it out. So please stick around for that. And then we've got a couple of hours of networking drinks. We all need to be out of here by 9:30. That's just the way it works. So, but please enjoy the food, enjoy a glass or two of wine, and come and eat some cake with us. And with that, can I close the evening? Is there anything else?
Yep. The only thing is we want to have Leslie and Bauman come. You're going to be cutting the cake. And all the cohort members, companies, let's crowd around the cake. We're going to take a picture. But thank you, everybody, for coming.